Welcome to Nottinghamshire. We're on a trig bagging challenge. I have bought the Nottinghamshire Trig book and we're off to find our first trig. Oops, mind that. So this is a walk that I've decided to do instead of just driving up to Peafield Lane and walking into the woods and going to the trig. So why not have a nice walk instead? So we're heading for the spa ponds. So this walk starts from off of Clipston Drive. The best parking's either at the Whitegates pub and then you stop there for a drink on the way back, or at the bottom of Clipston Drive, and there's plenty of parking. The map to this walk will be in the description, and I will start it from halfway down Clipston Drive at the main entrance to the spa ponds. Excuse, I'm not looking at the camera, I'm watching my feet. We're going down a hill again. We're always going down a hill or up a hill in these woods. The woods we're heading for is across the River Mourne, and we're going heading to the spa ponds and then we're going to cross the river. This is the main path from Clipston Drive down to the spa ponds. Spa ponds are very pretty in the summer. So we're now at the spa ponds. Doesn't take very long to get down to the spa ponds. They've been doing the spa ponds up a bit. They've been doing some alterations, new signs. They have a lot of trouble with motorbikes. This is the River Mourne, still a little bit high. Where's that way? In all that rain, this would have been underwater, this little bridge. Looks like it flooded quite high and took a tree out. Bit muddy up here. It's normally not too bad. We've crossed the River Mourne and now we're just heading up this bit of a hill. It's not much of a hill. This walk's reasonably, well, I wouldn't say flat, but it's not really steep. So, the weather's nice. Makes a change from all that rain we've been having, but the weather's nice. Sun's out. So we're going a leisurely walk to find this trig. So after we get into the next plantation, which borders Peafield Lane near Worksop, and you can get to the trig from parking on the side of the road on Peafield Lane and just walking into the woods. Then we're going to head, do a circular route round the woods and head back down for the fishing lakes and down towards the caravan park. So we're making a nice walk of it. So that way takes you into Mansfield Woodhouse. This is the way we're going, up into the plantation, and that way takes you down towards the fishing lakes. The path forks off, and if you take that one you'll come out onto Peafield Lane. You go past like some buildings, I think it might be a farm, but some houses anyway. But we're going to the right, up this way. So in the very distance over there is Peafield Lane. You can just see the cars, so not far away. So I'm not using the map because I know these woods, and all I had to do was look where the trig point was, and I should be able to find it. But I've put a waypoint on my sat map. Well, it's not my sat map no more, it's my Garmin Montana 700, my navigational device, I shall have to start saying, instead of sat map, because that was my old one. And so if I get close and I can't see it, I'll be able to find it on my map. So you can come this way on the bike, but you have to be aware there's a few squeezers to slow you down. That's why most bikes take the other trail, because you haven't got to get through that squeeze. All the berries are out on the bushes. You have to be aware in the summer that this might be a little bit overgrown with nettles. If you come in with your dog, be warned that to the left now is a field with horses in. Another squeeze. And another turn in. We are going up this hill, and there is another turn in that way, but we want this one straight up to the top till we get into the thick of the plantation and we start to see the fire roads. Mud, 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 mud. So we are now turning right. No, we're not. Tell a lie, we're not. We're not turning right just yet. I think that comes in. I think I've run up that one. I was kind of right. You do have to turn right, but not at that one. At the next one, which is coming up now. As soon as I looked down it, I realised that's where I used to run up from the fishing ponds. So we need to take this right, which is just the next one up from the one that I just said. And this one goes down the side of the farmer's field. So we've come up from that log where I said turn right, and we need to go this way. You can go to the top and then go cut across, but you're nearer to the main road, and I don't want the dogs near the main road if they're going to be off lead. So we're going down this one. This is the way I was going to come back, but it doesn't matter if we double back on ourselves and don't go around the top way. So it's very pretty again this morning. We've either got beautiful autumn days or slinging it down with rain lately. The puddle coming up, so I bet the dogs will be in the puddle, won't you, Flinny? Hey! Flinny! So we've reached another fire road, which goes that away, over there, so that would be to your left as you was walking up. We don't want that, we want the one that carries on. And this is the same all the way up. All the left-hand fire roads, ignore. You need to go nearly to the top of this path here. before we turn. Come on then, dogs, let's get going. So if you want to do this walk, the map will be in the description, and so will the starting point. I will give you the map coordinates for the starting point and a link to the map so you can go to OS Maps and download it. And in the information section on the OS map, I'll put anything that I think you might need to know. If you can see in the distance, there's another section of woods. I'll see if I can zoom in for you. So right in the distance is Clipston headstocks. These are the Cavendish woods. Starting to warm up a bit. It's when you get out in the wind, if you come out into the open, it gets a bit cold. Nice and sheltered in this wood. There is some beautiful deer in here. On one of the fire roads that hadn't been used for a long time and was just grass, I saw a beautiful buck a long time ago now, quite a lot of years, before the time of mobile phones, so I wasn't carrying a camera, so I couldn't take a photograph of it. So that's how long ago it was. But there's a lot of lovely walks in Nottinghamshire. Nottinghamshire is quite a big county, so you get a wide variety of places to walk in. This end of Nottinghamshire has got lots of country homes, historical buildings, and lots of history thanks to the Duke of Portland and other dukes that's lived in this area. Going up a hill now, so puffing and panting. And then you have the history of the mines. All this area was a big mining area, so every village had their own mine. Most of the villages now have been joined up with houses, and you can't really class them as villages anymore. And the mines increased the population, so most of the villages grew. And where we are at the minute is surrounded by old mines. And if you grew up here like I did, most of your fathers would have been miners, most of your mothers would have been hosiery workers, and you would have gone, if you was a man, gone down into the mine, and a woman mostly gone into the hosiery. I mean, there was other jobs of course, but the majority of people, the biggest hosiery company which I went to work in when I was 16, even had their own bus service to all the local villages to pick people up to get them in to Mansfield to the hosiery mills. That's what it was called in them days. I think one or two of the different hose things were bought out later on and changed the names. It's not very easy to walk and talk and watch what you're doing with your feet if you're trying to look at the camera, so excuse me if I'm not always looking at the camera. Sometimes I need to be watching where I'm going. I'll see how many miles we've done. Dogs are enjoying it, especially Freya. She'll be searching for all the pheasants. Not many about this time of year. We're on nearly 2 miles. So I shouldn't imagine it's going to be, unless I really go the long way back. Probably end up a 6 mile walk, unless I add something on. Probably going to go the slightly longer way home to make it different, so we can go down by the fishing lakes. This trig is called the Forest Trig. That's quite surprising, isn't it? So we will be turning left shortly. So we're coming to that left hand turning. You can go straight, But this is the one that we want. So this is the road that you come in, you can park, you can see the cars, I think, just in the distance. And the trig is supposed to be somewhere around here, so that must mean it's hidden off the path in the trees. So this is where my navigational device comes in handy. So that's where you can park off a Peafield Lane, and you just walk up this path and it's in the bushes just there. Step back a bit, come out a little bit, there we are. This is why I've never seen it before, because I've just walked past it. Came up that way and went straight over this crossing, but we're going to go back this way. A bit boggy, see if we can get around this. This path's a little bit boggier than the other path. So we're back to the log where I nearly made a mistake and turned down when we started. And we are going to go left and go down this muddy path that, go over this. You can walk around this, you don't have to walk over it, but I'm going over it. So this will cut off a corner and we'll come out further down the path that I was heading for. So I've cut a little bit off, which might have been a bad idea because it's really slippy, even though I have got my fell running boots on. But it would bring you down to the path that runs along the side of the farmer's field that takes you down to the fishing lake. This might have been a slight mistake. We have got lots of mud all the way along this path. It's been like this. Never mind. I think it's because the bikes have been up and down here. You can see bike tracks. Just tore it up a bit. So we've come out on the lane. Hang on, it's muddy, it's muddy. Right, ready. So this is the fishing lakes, and there's quite a lot of them that go down. There seems to be anybody here today, no vans or anything. Where the dickens is Freya gone? Freya! Can't whistle. Oh shit. She's there, look. She's there. I thought you'd gone a long way away. So this is the River Morn, just here. So we carry on down this path until we find a bridge to the right. And you cross the bridge. This is the bridge. We can't carry on to the farm park because the road's collapsed up there. So, oh, mud. So you have two choices. You walk to the top of this hill and get on to what we call the back lane, which is officially Clipston Drive, but it's not a proper road. It's a private road. Or you can turn off in any of these paths that we come across on the right hand side and walk back to the start through the woods. The yellow sign, a lot of these yellow signs have been pulled up by the, well, I don't know who's pulled them up, but this is uphill. Come on, up we go. And this will take you up and down steep hills all the way back to the start. This wood is full of little trails, so you can walk all the way around. And this is Cavendish wood,